2GeeksTV.
This is 2GeeksTV.
You are watching 2GeeksTV.
Hi gang, Mean Gene Okerlund from World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, and you're watching 2GeeksTV. It's all over the place. YouTube, it's on your computer. You'll even find it in the shoebox in the closet.
Hey, I'm Trish Stratus, and this is 2GeeksTV. Keep watching because Stratisfaction is guaranteed.
Ho! That's pretty good hoeing, fellas.
Thanks.
Hi, this is Sean of 2GeeksTV with my partner Victor and the man himself, Dan the Beast Severn.
How are we doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing great.
I'm beautiful, beautiful.
Well, Vic, you had your question lined up and very thoughtfully wanted to be asked, so ask away.
You go first because I have to find my question first.
Oh, go figure. He's never prepared. Years with you. You're never prepared.
Gentlemen here. Let's get our act together here now, okay?
Oh, well, I might as well go because, well, everything up here, you know what I'm saying? Well, personally speaking, Dan, I followed your career right from the beginning of the UFC. I do believe you came on UFC number 3 is when you came in.
UFC number 4. Actually,
that's right. That's correct. Sorry about that.
There's been so many of them since then. So.
Oh, that's my what was leading up to that, actually. Because the way the UFC is standing today, I noticed it went from Ultimate Fighting Championship, different martial arts, mixing against different martial arts, to pretty much straight out MMA.
Yeah.
Which is basically
lying down on the floor.
Yeah, I'm going to say MMA just stands for that
mixed martial arts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, being that you actually went through
the transition,
what do you feel? Was it a little bit harder to actually keep up with the way it is now, or do you think competing against people who are more trained in one particular art to figure your way around how to fight a person like Kung Fu?
Even now, most athletes are strong suited in something, whatever that something is, whether it be into wrestling or jiu-jitsu or boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. I mean, that's whatever they start off with their first that they're strongest suited in. Everything else is trying to build up their secondary skills, just so that they know that they have defense mechanisms so that they can fend off submissions or defend off the punches and the kicks so they can get to those clinches and takedowns. So there's ultimately it boils down to the strategy of if I have to go against this kind of opponent, what kind of a strategy do I have to put together for them? Now it's going to differ when I go against this other person over here. So that's the biggest thing, is putting together the right type of strategy.
Okay, and seeing that I've noticed that you have a very strong center in grappling yourself, watching your fights.
Well, again, that's not that's what I pursued. It's what I was at that time. I mean, my amateur wrestling background, I've been an amateur wrestler since 1969, a lot of years. So, jumping in other aspects of the grappling, I jumped in judo in 1976, sambo by 1978, and then basically by 1994, when I jumped into the crazy world of cage fighting, I just worked out with anybody and everybody, regardless of what their discipline was, because there was something to be learned from everyone. Thus, the MMA stand for mixed martial arts. That is really what it is. Yeah. Is the blending of all the martial arts. You need to have stand-up skills and you need to have ground skills. Okay.
Well, knowing that you have gone up against greats like Tank Abbott and
Shamrock, Tank Abbott,
Horace Gracie,
Mark Coleman, you name it, I've gone against them all.
What did you feel in the early years in the UFC? Have you pulled away from these? Let's just say from Gracie and Ken Shamrock. What skills do you feel that you have brought out the best out of you during those particular fights?
It's hard to say because in UFC number 4 is when I basically faced Horace Gracie in the finals there.
That's right.
Now, most people don't know the fact that I only trained for 5 days. I was a last-minute fill-in for the world of no holds barred. So knowing that I only trained for 5 days, an hour and a half. When you think about it, today's terminology, these guys that are on the roster today for that one particular UFC, they fight maybe once or twice a year.
Yep.
And you know who your opponent is 4 to 6 months out, and you're training specifically for that one guy right there. What your viewers won't understand is you found out who your opponent was the night before. They used to have, it wasn't at the weigh-ins because there was no weight class. It was at the press conference.
Yep.
You'd have the 8 men that would be there. And then they pulled out this old bingo ball type style machine, and the 8 white balls that were in there had their names onto it. So when they spin around, first name would come up, okay, there's number 1. There's a Hoist Gracie. Spin the thing, boom, there comes out a Ken Shamrock name. Okay, there's your first match. That's how you found out about your matches. So think about that. 24 hours, less than 24 hours before you finally learned who your opponent was. I don't think very many of today's champions
Could handle that.
would,
No.
yeah, could handle that kind of pressure in that aspect.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, actually. And then that's pretty much what leads me to what I see the UFC of today versus the UFC of yesteryear, because the fact that you had to go through several matches
3
to get
a championship.
exactly
Yeah, actually,
versus
on the table back here, these 3 belts here represents the only Triple Crown championship ever won in the UFC's no holds barred era. Now, how to differ that again from the viewership here is most are aware what mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts has approximately 37 rules. Back in that no holds barred era, there's only the 2 rules. That being no biting, no eye gouging. That was it. No weight classes, no time periods, and you had the 8-man tournament. You had to face and defeat 3 opponents in the same 2-hour pay-per-view that exists today. And that is the only Triple Crown championship ever won. It's now illegal to do, so I'm in a category all by myself.
Basically, the UFC nowadays is more like the kid zone of martial arts, in my opinion. That's my opinion, though.
Well, it's a pretty tough kid zone there, but it's the athletes are, again, my opinion, far superior in aspect of overall skills. You have strikers that can grapple with the best of the grapplers, and you have grapplers who can strike with the best of the strikers now, although they still have a strong suit in something.
yeah.
But what I'm probably most proud of is that I am the first world-class wrestler, amateur wrestler, to walk into that arena, and I basically now have been given credit to unleashing the floodgates of the hordes of wrestlers that enter that arena now. And when you look at 9 out of the top 10 guys per weight class, what is the background? They're wrestlers. Yes.
Okay, well, let
But
me...
then you are also, you're here with professional wrestling greats here around us as well.
Yep.
I was, they talk about Brock Lesnar being the first crossover guy back and forth between the worlds.
No.
There was another guy almost 20 years younger, namely me, that was doing that before. But you have other people now that are going back and forth there with this. You got Ken's going back and forth there with this. You've had California bad boy Tito Ortiz has been doing. Even
Rampage Jackson, I remember he actually visited the crossover too.
Yeah, Rampage, yes, because he was perfect for it there. We're having his big gold chain on and howling at the moon. He's perfect for that aspect. But then you got King Mo, and you got a lot of younger people. You even have CM Punk that now is
switching over now.
That's looking at. So there's a lot of years of history of this.
Okay, well, I just wanted to ask the question I have here. You entered the UFC in 1995, which at the time was the toughest tournament in UFC history. With the past tournament champions, you defeated Paul Verlaine, Tank Abbott, and Oleg.
Tiktarov.
Yeah.
Tough
All
name,
of them.
I know, it's a Russian name.
Yeah. You fought them all in the same night to win the
Right.
title at the end of it. How did you prepare for that, and what are your plans from now on?
Now, the funny thing about that is the Ultimate was the first time ahead of time that you actually knew who your first opponent was going to be. And you had the name down there. My very first opponent was Paul Varlins, but it wasn't Paul Varlins. It was Pat Smith. Now again,
I screwed up on my research.
No, you're correct. Okay, no. The person Paul Varlins was a replacement. Pat Smith was the name I was given. So I first time I knew, a couple months ahead, I knew who my first opponent. I looked at his footage. I prepared for Pat Smith. Now we're at the press conference, and basically last minute change. Pat Smith, due to medical is not being cleared. Paul Varlins. I didn't know who Paul Varlins was. I actually had to have a couple of my guys go to some local Blockbuster video stores, pull out and rent a couple old VHS tapes that had Paul Varlins on there, because Pat Smith was 6 foot tall, just right around 200 pound kickboxer. Paul Varlin's 6'7", 6'8", about 3 1/4 to 350 pound Alaska polar bear. 2 different body types right there. So that was kind of funny to learn this the night before. I kind of felt like I was back in college. I was cramming for an examination here right now, but this was an examination that there's only two results: pass or fail, and either way, you're going to take some physical punishment in the process. So no, you're what you came up with was correct, but giving the people the story behind that. Paul Varlin was the first guy, Tank Abbott was number 2, and then Oleg Tiktarov was number 3, and out of that's actually what this belt represents right here. It's my most prized belt, and out of a 2-hour pay-per-view, I was inside of the octagon cage just over 1 hour. Think about that, 1 hour back in the no-holds-barred era, rules of just no biting, no eye gouging. That was it. No weight classes, no time period. It was still bare-knuckled action.
I remember one guy busted his hand on the back of a sumo's head.
That would be Ken Shamrock.
No, that was actually Keith Hackney versus Manny Yarborough.
Yes,
where Keith Hackney hit that sumo 70 or 80 times with this fist. By the time he's done, he won, but he couldn't go on because he broke his hand in several spots.
And the sumo wrestler was out cold. Finished. But those were amazing fights. Now, what do you have planned in the future from now on?
Well, I mean, I've retired from the mixed martial arts cage fighting world as of January 2013. I'm still doing professional wrestling matches. My goal is to do that for just over 3 years. I plan on retiring at that point at age 60, which means I'll be 57 years shortly as well. So again, it's just, I've been a defier of age barriers all the way through. To start a cage fighting career back in 94, just before turning 37 years of age. Just doing what I was Vince McMahon's oldest rookie ever at the time at 48 years of age. So I'm used to defying barriers. I don't look my age now, nor do I act. It's not the real color of my hair, but at least I have hair to color, my friends.
Well, thank you. I don't know how to react to that.
I lost for words here right now.
I had the world's most dangerous man. I have had Dan Severn just rub the back of my head, so I'm a little bit starstruck right now. But I for a second there, I thought I was going to lose my head.
I'm on Prozac right now. I'm good to go.
Well, thank you very much for
15, 20 minutes anyway.
Well, I thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing more of you, and I know you're teaching martial arts as far as you have your own studio, as far as I understand it.
I've had my own training facility before I ever get involved in this. My first love is still teaching amateur wrestling, and from teaching amateur wrestling, I started teaching professional wrestling because there's no rhyme or reason. I started teaching that. I actually have a teaching degree at Arizona State University, understanding physical mechanics. I've been teaching sport of amateur wrestling since 1971. And then basically being involved in other aspects of mixed martial arts, no holds barred. But since '94, teaching law enforcement. Since '95, working with corrections. But since that time, also worked with air marshals, border patrol, and probably the highest orders, working with our country's military. Because there's not tap outs at that point in time. Your tap out at that point in time costs you your life.
You're done, yeah.
So I take a great deal of pride in what I do.
Well, is there any place, how could people find you on the internet or get in touch with you?
The best place in the social media world, I do have a Facebook. I do have dansevern.com for website. All the different social medias are listed right there so that they can find me. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a dinosaur when it comes to all the social medias, but I do answer all my social media questions, stuff like that. So when they think that it's some kind of auto response, no, it's me. I don't get around to it too quickly, so it's still me because I'm slammed with it because I've had a very long career, and my goal is to stick around for my goal is for 9 more years doing something else. I've already been competing in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. I'm going for 1 more decade.
Well, you heard it here. Dan Severn's going to keep on going, keep on fighting, keep on teaching. You can find, as he calls himself, the dinosaur of social media, again, the T-Rex of social media. You can find him. We'll post links to his websites. We'll post links to his social media. You can find them. Dan Severn, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you very
Piece of
much.
cake.